to another episode of The Life We Create. Fresh off a week off, but back in your living room or your bedroom, your bathroom, or wherever you have chosen to watch this film.
In front of your eyeballs or in your ears.
I said film. I definitely meant podcast, but it's a movie, baby.
Our life is a movie.
It is. So yeah, glad to be back. You know, I hope you missed us. We missed you guys.
Yep. I know they missed us because I had people asking about us this week, and so yeah, we're back at it. We're here.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you.
The Life We Create, episode 9.
9.
And this time we wanted to do something a little different. Well, not really different, but just kind of a different kind of topic still within the creativity realm. But we've talked a lot about our business, the fact that we started a business, the fact that that's what we do for our life, our finances.
Our creativity.
So we want to kind of talk about what that even really is. We've not gone into depth about it. I figured what better time than now.
We wanted to peel back the curtain, so to speak.
How's my curtain sound?
Yeah. That's mine.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So I'll let Taylor kind of start with the overview of what it is we do at our company, SLFLVE Media.
Yeah.
Which has two parts.
Yes.
There's
yes.
two parts to it.
Yes, I was actually going to say that recently I got to represent us on a podcast of a dear friend, mentor, strategic partner of mine and ours now.
Yep.
Rise and Shine with Alyssa. I got to talk all about what we're doing with SLFLVE Media and how it's grown and, you know, our vision and how it's evolved.
SLFLVE Media has really grown out of our values. So mental health and self-love and self-care, but it's a production company, and it's a production company for creative spirits who want to tell their authentic story. We have a marketing leg as well as a production leg that very much walk together.
We've been doing that for entrepreneurs, you know, coaches, consultants, creatives of the like, to help get their presence out there and be present online.
Yeah.
But we're really passionate about creating art through production.
Yeah, and so, you know, I think Taylor spoke to the video marketing side of things and what we do there. On the production side, I don't know why I said that word so weird.
Didn't sound weird.
Oh, didn't? It definitely sounded weird coming out of my mouth. But on the production side, you know, we want to ideally, you know, be creating films, documentaries. That's the vision.
Narratives.
TV shows, things of that nature is like ideally where we want to grow. And so while video marketing has been, it's been great because it's helped us on the financial side of it, like of a business.
Yeah.
The most insane thing is starting a production company when you don't have money. It's like it's like such an expensive industry with all the pieces and components to make a project come to life. So very grateful for the mastermind over here on the marketing side of things and really getting us into a space to where we can make money from video content.
Yeah.
And you know, the goal is to funnel that back into our actual productions and get that going.
Yeah.
So the production side of things, you know, we can do anything. You can check out our reel, which is on our website, SLFLVEmedia.com.
And on our YouTube channel.
YouTube and our Instagram.
At SLFLVE Media.
And you can see some of the things that we've done. Like I've shot live events. I've shot like live performances. We've shot podcasts, interviews, short films, like so pretty much anything that needs a camera can be shot. We do. But our goal is to work toward bigger productions, and that's us. As you know, I've been grateful to really get my start as an editor and move in. Well, I guess as a camera person is what I started, and move into editing and cinematography and directing. And Taylor has been, on the acting side of things, moving into writing, camera, cinematography, directing,
Producing,
editing,
a lot of
and now,
lot of producing.
well, that's
Yeah.
what I was gonna say. And now, like, we're trying to move into the space as producers,
Yes.
and have more of an overview of what we're creating, and that's what we're working on. And so there's some projects we've got coming up that we're really excited about, that we are in the pre-production phase of right now.
Yeah, we actually dusted off a few old scripts the other day. We're just revisiting writing, looking at things through that lens,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Yeah, so to simplify, we do video marketing and then production.
Okay.
Filmmaking.
Yes.
Those are the two sides of the business. And so, when we've talked about collaboration before and collaborating, we're looking for people on both sides of things.
Yeah.
If you've got a marketing bug, if you've got the marketing bug, and you are, heavy in that lifestyle, and you're looking to team up and grow.
Yep.
We're definitely looking for partners there.
Hit us up.
And then also on the filmmaking side, we're looking to one, build our consistent team. So whatever your skill set is, whatever your vision is, whatever your goal is, if filmmaking and production as a whole is something you're interested in, I should definitely say hit us up.
Yep. Even if you're wanting to grow and learn. And
and that's the other thing. It's really all levels of interest.
Yeah.
From beginner to professional. I think something that I've wanted to bring to what our company does is, while experience is extremely important, the hardest thing sometimes is getting experience.
Yeah, it's a catch-22 in this industry for sure.
And honestly, in almost any industry, like you go to college for something, and then you finish your college, and you go out to the world, and you're like, all right, let me go apply to this job, and they're like, well, what's your experience? And you're like, I mean, I was in college doing this. Well, they're like, that's not experience.
You see all this list of qualifications, and you're like, wait, how was I supposed to? Yeah, how was I supposed to get all this before? I need this job to do that, to get that experience.
Yeah. So we're definitely looking for all levels of interest. And so if you have no experience, if you have a ton of experience, I think it's all about, everybody has something to bring to the table.
Or if you want to be a part of it on the producing side of, you want to contribute to something being made manifest, like that's a really awesome part of this process too.
Yeah. So that's kind of an overview, and that's also kind of what we're looking for when we look to collaborate and grow with people. I think I have a question for Taylor. What have you found the most challenging about starting your own business?
For me, what's been the most challenging is getting a structure, like a time, I guess more like project management structure, because I'm very much like a feeler and like thinker, and sometimes I need like the pragmatism of structure to ground me a bit, or else I'm just kind of like doing whatever like feels good. But that's what's been the most challenging for me is the structure part and like time blocking.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can understand that.
What about you?
It's, I wouldn't say that has been the most challenging part, but just to speak to it, but it's, it is kind of crazy, because when you are your own boss and employee, when you're both, there is this ability to do a lot in a day, and then get to the end of that day and feel like, but did I accomplish anything? Even though you did a ton of stuff.
It's hard to measure results.
It's hard to measure results because you don't really, like, you feel like you're moving things forward, but there's so many different tasks and boxes that you have to check off, and so many things on your to-do list that to-do list is never ending. And so it does feel like when there's not a structure given, early on in the process, we did have that issue where it's like, we're working hard all day long, and then you get to the end of the day and you don't feel like you've accomplished, and you don't feel good about it. You're still like in this space of, oh, but there's more. And that's tough without any sort of structure. And so building in that structure of really being able to look at, okay, at the beginning of the day, starting with what are the things we want to get done today? Like what are the tasks? What are the different processes that
Priorities.
we have to move forward? Yeah, what are our priorities? Cool. These three things. So that's what we're going to focus on. And then anything else that we get done outside of that is a bonus. So then you can look at the end of the day and say, well, fantastic. These three things that I really need to get done, we got done. Or if I didn't finish them, I did make some headway on them. And now I know what I'm doing next. That has been very helpful to me with structure.
Yeah.
Is building in this measurement for what's getting done.
Breaking down goals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing I'd say with structure is understanding, like, I think early on I wasn't so focused on the time. Well, actually, I was very focused on the time, how long it's going to take to do this, how long it's going to take to do this. And I think a big part was because I wanted to be able to know what my days were going to look like. And so I know we would have tasks in the beginning, and I know Taylor would get annoyed with me because I was like, okay, we need to build in some sort of clock in, clock out system. Because I wanted to like get this timing, this understanding of the time it would take us to do these things so that we could better speak to them in the future. And I didn't do a great job of communicating that up front. I just was so focused on we need a time management, and Taylor's like, I don't know if that's important. But I was never explaining why it was important. So I'd say that's another thing for me earlier on that the structure helped out, is because I don't have to worry about the timing it takes to do stuff as much, other than like what I'm quoting to like a client, like how long. Like,
that's important.
Yeah, but as far as like our day to day, I don't have to think about the specific timing as much, as long as I know what my priorities and goals are for that day. And then, I kind of look at when I plan on, I think what's cool about being and doing our own business is at the beginning of the day, I tend to set a time in my head that I hope to be done with work. So I don't really have to think about how long each task is going to take me, as much as I'm like, okay, my goal is 3 p.m. today. I'd like to be finished. I'd like to not be doing anything after that. Fantastic. So now I look at what I have to do, and I can kind of see what can I get done by 3 p.m., or is there anything that is going to need to be done today that's going to push me beyond that? And so I've been a little bit more loose with time management, and that's been helpful to me and my overall like psyche when it comes to work. I feel like in the beginning of starting our business, I would come into our work day, and you see this mountain of stuff ahead of you, and you're like, I don't know how I'm going to have all the time in the day to do this. I don't know. You get to the end of the day, did I do everything I wanted? It felt overwhelming. But when we created that structure.
Yeah. And I think that's what led us to like chunking things down and breaking it into baby steps, because it can get really overwhelming. And there are a million and one things to do, especially when it's just like a 2-person team or 1-person team. Like, we're wearing many hats, and we need to make it manageable for us. And I really actually appreciate Cobain put in barriers and boundaries to like not working on the weekends as much as possible, to build in some of that rest time, because our whole thing is like, we want to create a lifestyle and like a culture within our business that we enjoy and like appreciate.
Well, and knowing that both of us, when we get really focused on something, can become kind of workaholics. And so that was something that I think I knew up front needed to be built in. Otherwise it wouldn't happen. And then, days would go by, weeks go by, months go by, and now we're stressed. And not the good stress where you're stressed because you've got things are moving in a good direction, but stressed because
pull your hair out stress.
Yeah, the pull your hair out stress. So I wanted to, when we create our schedule, let's build in these days that we know we have rest, and that we're going to rest. And you can in the moment decide, okay, I've got a big project, maybe I do spend an hour or so today. But if you know that you have this day that is a day for nothing work related, I think it is so much easier to get through a lot of the other stuff. And sometimes, you push yourself to work a little bit harder in some of these things. 'Cause you're like, okay, well, I want to protect that day that I have off. So I may work a little bit longer today so that I can have that full day. It's just been great for the brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deadlines are good.
Yeah. I'd say the other, like for me, the big challenge that I had was trying to narrow down what it is our business does. Um, Earlier on, I think there was one, when your goal is, okay, I want to make money. You try to take on everything under the sun. And I
Yeah.
think that's what initially there was like, our business model changed like 9 times in the first few years because it was it was trying to figure out things that were going to make money. And like this started as a production company from the jump. Like we wanted to make like films, music videos, direct documentaries. Those were like the things we wanted to do. Well, like after the first year where you're not really making money from doing those things, it was like, okay, well, we know that we want to do this as a job. Like we don't want to have our regular jobs. We got to figure out how to make money. So then it was, we started doing, okay, maybe I can just get hired to go shoot events. Maybe we can edit potty. Like it went to all these different things with our skill set that took us into these different places that weren't necessarily where our goal was as a company.
Yeah. They're like a means to an end.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
a means to an end. And so the challenge up front was really how do we take our original vision and make money from it consistently. And so that was, I think earlier on the challenges, and not even just because I wanted to make money, like it was, you get so excited about being able to use your skill set, something that you really are passionate about doing. You get so excited about being able to use that you take on gigs that may not make sense for you as a company, may not make sense for you as a person, or may put you in a space of overwhelm. And like, so you're taking on all these projects, and earlier on, I was taking on so many different editing projects that like had no, like not just had no, like I had no interest in, but some of these, like it was clear I was taking it just for the money, and the money wasn't even like anything to like brag about. It just was I was trying to pad my stats. It's the best way to think about it. Is I'm just like trying to get all this work under my belt, but I didn't end up. It didn't help me build my business.
Yeah. Yeah. You were just kind of like sometimes you feel like a yes person, but when you do that, it can often, run yourself ragged and deplete your energy.
Yeah.
And it just kind of diffuses kind of like your mojo, I think.
It does. And then you fall into because I think there's a misconception of freelancer and entrepreneur being the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
And you fall into this trap of being a freelancer. And that's, I don't say trap is a bad thing, because some people just like to freelance, and that's perfectly fine. But that wasn't the goal.
It wasn't to just always take on clients all the time. And
It was just client after client after client after client to put my name out there as an editor, as a cinematographer, which was, that would have made sense if my goal was to be a professional editor or cinematographer.
Yeah.
Which was bigger than that. So that was I'd say early on, one of my biggest challenges was figuring out, okay, what is a task that takes the business forward? What's a task that just moves me forward?
Yeah, and I think all of that too helped us define, when we noticed that was happening, it helped us define what our vision was, who our clients were, who we serve, what we want to do. It just helped us get clearer and clearer on our vision so we could stay focused. Because I think a lot of us as entrepreneurs kind of fall into this myth of oh, I just need to make money. I'll use my skill set to just make this money. But then you get caught up in doing that and always doing it for other people. And you're saying, more of a freelance thing, which can be great. But when you're trying to build your own business, you have to set boundaries. you have to really define what you're wanting to do. And it's also the like reverse psychology of, I'm going to focus on this even though I can't see the money being generated right away.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that when I'm focused on this, my purpose and my vision, this is what will actually bring the money in, and like really trusting that. And it can be like, it can be a big head game.
Yeah. There's so much strategy involved when it comes to building a business. And then I say the other thing, that this is not a challenge, but I think this is a mindset that you have to have when doing this, is there is an understanding of every day brings a different adventure.
Yeah.
And so you find yourself doing different things along the way that you didn't realize were even a part of your journey. And the way that I think is the best way to prepare yourself for that is really cherish the relationships that you develop. Find
Yeah.
mentors. Don't be afraid to talk to people about your business, even like other people with businesses. Talk to people in your industry, outside of your industry. Like, find your tribe of people that you can reach out to.
Yeah. And it's very much, you know, we've said this before and we'll always say it, but it really does take a village, and it's good to have that support around you and to be connecting with people, like-minded people that are doing, you know, similar things on a similar journey, and to have those, to find those strategic partners, which is very much where we're at right now, actually, in our business, is building a community of strategic partners to grow with and collaborate with.
Yeah, so the you know, the strategic partnerships and relationships, you don't realize how, I think in the beginning you try to do so many things by yourself, thinking that you've got it all figured out, but so many things are just relationships. There are so many projects.
Everything is relationships.
So many projects that we've been able, you know, to become a part of, I think, that have stemmed from literally a relationship. Somebody that we knew, that we connected with, that ended up knowing somebody else that connected us with them, and then a project stems from that.
Yeah.
And so it is so much of connecting with people, going out, talking about what you do. These are things that are just as important as almost any other part of your business, because this is how your business grows. You have to be looking outside of yourself.
Yeah. You have to be in community.
And you got to put yourself out there. That's the other thing. Like, your business can't live inside your four walls, because it's not going to grow the way you want it to grow inside your four walls. Get out there. Don't wait for an idea to. Biggest mistake I think I made was waiting until I felt like I had all the skill set, I had the whole vision, the whole plan, and then going out and putting stuff out there. Like, so many people love the journey, and even the journey to you figuring out what you're gonna do. And so go out there and start now. And you know,
I'd say don't leave it in your head.
yeah,
Don't leave your business in your head, because within your four walls, you still have a computer and you can globally get that out there. So
okay, yeah.
don't leave it in your head.
Yeah. You know, because I think about where things grow from there. As we've talked about this business and what we do here, we started this podcast as a way of being able to create consistent content, something that we would be able to constantly put out there, talk about what we're doing, talk about and show our editing, just show our quality, something that
And
we
connect.
and connect with people. What this has also done for us has grown in a way that it's become a product of its own. Also, like, it's helped me. Something that I've been really passionate about is speaking to this creative lifestyle and talking about the creative mindset consistently. And so it's now growing into something for us to take into a consulting phase.
It's also helped us find our voice, I believe,
So
and our message.
Yeah, to just get out there and do it, and don't think about needing all the pieces first. Because a lot of times you find the pieces along the way that you need, and you find people that help you find those pieces.
Yeah. Yep. Leap and the net will appear.
Yeah.
Also, one I heard recently is like jump and like you'll grow wings. Like,
Jump and you'll grow wings.
I don't know if that's the exact quote, but like basically just the concept of jump and like you discover you have wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I don't know which bird it is. It may be most of them. Like they'll just when their baby bird is of a certain age, they just push them out of the the nest, and the baby bird has to learn how to fly.
Yeah.
And if they don't, then but a lot of times they do. Yeah, ruh-roh if they don't. But a lot of times they do, and when they do, they take off. And that is a part of the journey. So so don't wait till you have your wings, because you probably already have them and don't realize you do.
Yep.
So that's just kind of a brief overview of what we do, some of the challenges we ran into, some of the things we've learned along the way. We thank you.
Little, like we said, little sneak peek behind the curtain of our business.
Yeah, and we're going to keep talking about this.
Yeah.
And, you know,
I think it's a continuation. So if you want to hear more, like, let us know.
Yeah, and you know, we'll keep updating and letting you know how things are going in our world, and let you know what projects we're working on. Maybe even have some episodes where we kind of show scripts and talk about what our thought process is around developing those. So thank you for another fantastic week. We hope this episode was valuable to you.
Yeah, we hope it helps you on your journey.
Yeah, and we'd love to hear your thoughts, comments, your anything you have to say. We'd love to hear them on our social media. That's at SLFLVE Media on all platforms.
And let us know how we're doing. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe even a little subscribe,
like, share, do all those things. Follow. We'll catch you guys next time. See you in a week. Enjoy yourself. I don't know what this was, but we both did some sort of finger gesture. So who knows?
It's the Wild West, baby.
Have a good weekend.
Sayonara.